Hello, lovely people. Rawstrologer here. Oh, some lipstick. So I'm here because I would like to talk about moon signs in the birth chart. Your moon sign. Mostly I'm going to use examples of my moon sign affecting me throughout my life to get into discussion here. So, what is the moon sign? It's where the moon was at the exact moment of your birth and what astrological sign and house it was in. What does the moon sign do to you as a person? It's your emotional nature. It's usually hidden until it needs to come out, such as when you're expressing emotions about something, positive emotions, negative emotions, all the same. Your moon sign should express itself under those circumstances. So when you're a child, your moon sign will dictate what you need from your nurturers, your caretakers. So when I have a Gemini moon, by the way. So when I was a child, in theory, that would mean that I needed my parents, who I had living with me and raising me. It would mean that I needed them to communicate with me and to teach me about all kinds of things. I do think that they did their job for my moon sign. Not that like I'm entitled to receive moon sign nurturing, but I'm lucky I got it from my parents. I'm pretty sure they communicated everything. I learned a lot from them about life, just general knowledge, especially about academic things as well. So yeah, I do believe I got that as a child. But as an adult, your moon sign is still going to be your emotional nature, but I personally find that it tends to come out under duress or when a need of yours hasn't been met. That need particularly being dictated by the moon sign in your chart. So, and also your moon sign is definitely going to be affected by all of the other placements in your chart. I have a Pisces sun and a Pisces Mercury doing a nice little T-square with my Gemini moon, which I'm sure has resulted in so many chaotic emotional experiences of my life. But we can get into that another time. I do want to talk about the times in which I think my moon sign has really been brought out. Because up until recently, when I really started deeply studying astrology, to me, my moon sign was just some enigma. I've always really identified with my Pisces sun and my Aries Venus, but the other placements I'm just starting to really get to know and learn, and I never really knew too much about Gemini. It seems like one of those signs that honestly I find not a lot of people talking about as much as some other signs. I probably am wrong, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but that's in my experiences, or at least from my point of view and my findings. Gemini is not one of those signs that everybody's like, let's talk about Gemini today and how it's affecting us. So maybe it's an enigmatic sign to a lot of people, or not. Anyway, so as I grew up and became an adult, I definitely noticed that I started to value communication more and bringing things out into the open that are hidden for, I guess, my benefit or the benefit of everybody and the atmosphere around me. My definition of harmony would be everything being out in the open, pretty much. So when I was younger, if I felt or if I was made to feel uncomfortable in a situation, or if I was getting the short end of the stick, or somebody was doing me wrong, my instinct was always to just be quiet, don't say anything, just keep going and forget about it, forget it happened, give everyone the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, things definitely started to change as I got older. And in my young adult years, I noticed I wanted to communicate things, but I didn't really know how, because I'm coming from this like very Piscean, introverted personality path, where suddenly I'm really noticing things need to be said. I need to protect myself sometimes. I need to have confrontation sometimes. We need to talk about what happened. But it didn't just go from everything, it didn't just go from like, oh, suddenly I know how to do it. Suddenly I'm great at communication. No, I was very passive aggressive in my younger adult years. And even family members I had, they would be like, oh, Sam, why did you say such a thing to so-and-so? Why would you just say something so crazy like that? And in my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, I actually don't know why I said that. But in hindsight, I think I was that was my Gemini moon, coming out and trying to make everything like open with communication. So examples, my best friend in the whole world, the girl who I consider my best friend, she considers me same. We've known each other since we were 12. As we grew up, we kind of had like a bit of a tumultuous relationship. Like we wouldn't talk for years here and there because we are the same, but quite different in many ways. I think it's like a twin flame thing. So a few years back, about 8 years ago, I was just unhappy with the way that she was treating me. My point of view, she has her own point of view of it, of course, but I was just unhappy, and I felt like a lot of things needed to be said that weren't being said, and I didn't trust her. I thought maybe she was saying these things to others behind my back that she should have been saying to me about me. So what happens? Her birthday rolls around. I didn't wish her a happy birthday on her birthday. What I did all day was party with others and with some other friends of ours, and I just didn't wish her a happy birthday. I don't even think at the time I fully acknowledged why I was doing that. But it did happen. So the next day I said, hey, happy birthday. Sorry about that. I had a bad day yesterday, or I was busy, or I was, etc. Something shallow. So fast forward a few days later, after the silent treatment on her part to me feeling like something was wrong, knowing it was wrong, we had a big blowout. All of it came out into the surface, like everything I felt about how she treated me, everything she felt. But because the two of us are stubborn in different ways, we weren't very mature at the time, this resulted in us not talking for 2.5 years, which was pretty normal for us, actually. We've had times where we didn't talk. However, I wouldn't take back that confrontation that had to happen between us. I wish it happened differently. I wish certain aspects of each of our personalities would allow communication to flow more smoothly, but it needed to happen absolutely 100%. And I even admitted to her, hey, I think I was being passive aggressive. I think that's why I didn't wish you a happy birthday. But yeah, looking back, that is 100% why. And looking back at all the times in my younger adult years as to why I would be passive aggressive to initiate some kind of confrontation, I really do think it was the needs of my moon sign not having been met at the times. So, and there have also been times in my younger adult life where I did directly communicate, but it was tactless. Like my stepmother and I do not get along at all, and one of the reasons as to why we really can't speak even to this day is because I wrote her what I call one of my many bitchy letters, which was just like telling her all about herself and all the horrible things she's done to me, which of course had some merit, but there was a lot of mean things in there that didn't need to be said, coming from a 21-year-old me a while ago. We all mature at different rates. I do not judge others based on when they mature, but it is pretty common knowledge, I figure, that people in their early 20s, especially someone like me who was raised a little bit sheltered, a little bit spoiled, not rich by any means, but definitely a little bit spoiled, got everything I needed, probably didn't need to mature as quickly as some people might need to. Some people less fortunate, I suppose. So yeah, this I do equate to my moon sign directly. So now, fast forward, I'm 35 years old. I am well aware of times when I don't feel comfortable, or if somebody makes me feel less than, or if I'm getting the short end of the stick. So what I do nowadays is, because I'm aware of it happening, I've learned to become aware. I've learned to trust the intuition that I have inside me, because this Pisces sun is so intuitive, and this Gemini moon just wants to communicate. So it actually has resulted my whole life in just like a mishmash of emotions, and not taking action at the wrong time, communicating the wrong things. Like Mercury in Pisces especially is going to be a very, very awkward communicator, but now I'm learning. So what I do is I journal a lot of my thoughts, and I prepare when I know there needs to be a confrontation. I usually initiate by saying, hey, we need to talk about something, if the other person didn't already, and I'll journal it all out. But also this best friend that I have, the one that we didn't talk for 2.5 years that time, she really, really helps me when it comes time to sorting my feelings, because I do think this moon situation that I have, especially being impacted by all my other placements, causes me to not know what I'm feeling. So although I know something's wrong, I'm able to pinpoint that something is wrong compared to when I wasn't, or I would just like shove it under the rug. Oftentimes I don't know what I'm really feeling. So I will say, hey, Carrie, here's a bunch of screenshots, or here's what happened from my point of view. Please tell me why I'm feeling so upset about it, or what's wrong. Can you help me understand why I'm uncomfortable? And she always will. She will pretty much seemingly, like flawlessly and easily, just put everything into words for me. She's got a Mercury in Scorpio. She's full of water signs, no air except for her Chiron, Gemini, but like Scorpio Sun, Pisces Moon, Scorpio Mercury. I think Venus is probably also in Scorpio, actually. Mars in Aquarius. So oh no, that's an air sign. My bad. But anyway, so I don't know why she's so good at seeing things. She's really sharp. I think that's just all those Scorpio placements. Scorpio is the genius sign, right? So, and probably there's some aspects happening there in her chart as well, but I'm not advanced enough to get into aspects yet. So, but anyway, huge tangent. She's able to just like seamlessly put my feelings into words for me, and that really helps me, and I'm so grateful for her. So my Gemini moon really thanks her. Okay, so I think I've ranted quite a bit enough about my own moon placement, but it's all I have experience with. So, you know, I can identify certain things about family members that I have in their moon placements, like my sister's Scorpio moon. I just know that she has very, very intense emotions. And when they come out, she experiences the most intense feelings of guilt that I've ever seen. It actually kind of scares me, and I feel has traumatized me. Like her own guilt has traumatized me, because I also am very empathic. So I hate to see that about her when some things are just not her responsibility. But the Scorpio moon in her has like just shaken the ground under us when she's been emotional. You know, she needs like intimacy. She needs to feel okay about things before she can move forward, or that. I have to look into it more. Anyway, so I'm going to ask you to leave a comment if you want to talk about your own moon. You can contact me directly too. I'll put my email address in the description here of the video. I'll give you my Instagram too. Feel free to contact me if you want to have a conversation about your moon sign or someone else's moon sign. I'm not an expert yet. I'm a beginning astrologer, but I am so interested right now, especially these days, in what the moon does. You know, based on my own research and the classes I'm taking, the astrology diploma I'm earning. So yeah, the moon is really prominent to me right now for some reason. So yeah, I'd love to talk about it with you. So thank you for watching and listening to my rant. Okay, bye.